Donald Duck and his nephews waved goodbye politely as Uncle Scrooge drove away. Once he was out of sight, they leaped and laughed and frisked and frolicked and chuckled and cheered. "Yippee!" shouted Huey. "We won't have to wash any dishes while we're minding Uncle Scrooge's super-automated house. He has a machine to wash the dishes." "He has one to mow the lawn, too," said Louie. "He has machines to do everything," cried Dewey. Donald in his chair grinned. "I'm going to like being a millionaire for a day," he said. "I just have to make sure no one comes in and no one touches the master control panel that runs the house." "That'll be a snap," gloated Huey, and he ran off to swim in Uncle Scrooge's ruby and emerald pool. "No work at all," added Dewey, and he ran off to bowl in Uncle Scrooge's private bowling alley. "Nothing to worry about," said Louie, and he ran off to watch Uncle Scrooge's 68-inch television. As for Donald, he wandered out to the front lawn and watched the automatic lawnmower run back and forth on the smooth, velvety grass. "This is really living," Donald decided. "At home, I have to push the lawnmower myself." Just then, as the mower finished its work and shut itself up in the garage, the front door swung open, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie came out straggling out. They looked woebegone and wretched. Huey's tail feathers were crumpled, and Dewey had a bump on his foot. "Uncle Scrooge's automatic pool cleaner chased me out of the pool," complained Huey, "and look what it did to my tail feathers." "Uncle Scrooge's solid gold bowling balls are too heavy," moaned Dewey. "I dropped one on my foot." "Uncle Scrooge's TV has a timer," Louie reported. "It won't turn on until 6 o'clock. Suddenly there was a click and a swoosh and a pitter-patter of very wet drops. "Phooey!" shouted Donald. "It's the automatic lawn sprinkler." Donald and the boys raced for the house. When they came dripping and splashing into the front hall, a panel in the wall popped open. Out came a little machine that waved a tiny mop. It made angry tick-tick-ticking sounds and chased the ducks up the stairs. Then it busily mopped the floor of the water. "That gadget's mad at us," shouted Huey. "It swatted me in the ankle," complained Louie. "Nonsense," said Donald. "It's only a machine." "I wonder if we can even have a snack in this house without getting into trouble," grumbled Dewey. As it turned out, Donald and the boys couldn't even have a snack without getting into trouble. They couldn't even have a snack at all. There was no refrigerator in the kitchen. There was only an electronic food server, which was set to serve dinner at 7 and not a moment before. Donald and the boys waited and waited. At last the food server bell rang, and the robot butler buzzed into the dining room with a tray. "Baked ham!" cried Dewey. "And corn on the cob!" exclaimed Huey. "Let's take our time and enjoy it," said Donald. "Remember, no snacks tonight." Huey, Dewey, and Louie did take their time. In fact, they took too much time. Before they had finished, the robot butler buzzed in and picked up their plates. Then it buzzed back to the kitchen and clattered the plates into the instant sudser, which gurgled and churgled and washed them clean. "But I'm still hungry," wailed Louie. "Listen," said Dewey. "Out near the front gate, bells are ringing. Jingly, jangly, frosty, yummy bells." "It's the ice cream man," cried Huey. Donald completely forgot that he wasn't supposed to let anyone in. He ran and pushed the button to open the electric gate. Then he and the boys dashed eagerly out onto the porch. Did they see an ice cream truck rolling up the drive? No, indeed. What they saw were 3 horrible Beagle boys who trotted in, chuckling evil chuckles. "Oh no!" cried Huey. "They'll take the rubies out of Uncle Scrooge's swimming pool. They'll steal the gold bowling balls out of Uncle Scrooge's bowling alley," moaned Louie. Donald leaped to the master control panel. He turned knobs, he twirled tuners, he twisted dials, and he clicked switches. All around Donald and his nephews, Uncle Scrooge's automated house began to buzz and hum and clank and mumble and tick. The little mopping machine popped out of the wall and chased a beagle into the dining room. There, the robot butler picked the beagle up and carried him to the kitchen. It plopped him into the automatic sudser, which gurgled and gurgled and covered the beetle with suds. It was a frightful experience for the poor beagle, who hadn't had a bath in over 20 years. A second beagle was trying to steal the rubies and emeralds from Uncle Scrooge's swimming pool, but the automatic pool cleaner came scrubbing along and chased him out. Then a built-in super vacuum whooshed him into the opening in the wall. He stuck fast there, along with Uncle Scrooge's second-best umbrella and an old hat rack. The third beagle had got too close to the automatic pin setter in Uncle Scrooge's bowling alley, and it was picking him up and setting him down, and picking him up and setting him down, and picking him up and setting him down. Fortunately, Uncle Scrooge came home early, and he rescued the dust-free beagle from the vacuum, released the terribly clean beagle from the sudser, and freed the frightfully rattled beater from the pin setter. "I'm proud of my marvelous house," cried Uncle Scrooge, when the beagles had taken away and the automated house had been turned off. "Those villains won't try to get in here again." "I don't think we will either," said Donald. He and the boys climbed off a bookshelf where they had been keeping out of the way of the mopping machine, and they hurried home to their own simple little house. First, they had a nice snack from the refrigerator. After that, they watched television for a while. Then they went to bed and slept soundly all through the night. And who wouldn't? Living in an automated house may be fine for Uncle Scrooge, but for just plain folks, it's just plain hard work.